Wrestling Rundown, episode 124 starting here. And for those of you that tuned in last week, you know that we didn't have any upcoming shows last week. So, I mean, we're going to talk about Ring of Honor. So if you don't want to get spoiled, you can just stop watching the video. We won't blame you for that. But if you want to know what happened on Ring of Honor, let's go ahead and talk about it, because we both watched it this week. Do you feel lost? It's okay. We'll give you something to do in a couple minutes. We open up with a debut. We had the Tempura Boys debuting on Ring of Honor.
Yohei and Sho.
They took
or as
on...
I like to call them, Shohei.
So not only did we have a goofy little Japanese team making their debut, but they would be facing the team of Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle.
Accompanied by the Boyz.
This was a lot of funniness, some decent wrestling throughout, but a fairly standard tag team match that ended up with Yohei getting hit with a bangarang, and the number one contenders ended up winning the match. And afterwards, the Briscoes, I guess, had kind of a run-in up on the ramp with them. The Briscoes are just trying to posture up because they're actually getting a tag team title match at Final Battle, depending on who wins out of Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle versus the Young Bucks, which should be happening fairly soon. So, whomever wins that championship match, who are the champions going into Final Battle, they will face the Briscoes in tag team action.
I don't think there was ever maybe a more natural pairing to evolve so quickly, yet so what's the word I'm looking for? Organically, as Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle.
Castle and Cabana, they have very similar comedic timing, and the fact that they can not only use it against their opponents, but they play off of each other. Yeah. Like, they did ping pong with hip thrusts on Show, I believe. And yeah, it was just, it's comedy all the time. And on top of that, they're both really great wrestlers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, they can turn the comedy off and go straight to wrestling and not miss a beat, so.
Yeah, I can't wait for one of them to mention their fusion home planet.
Boomcock?
Yeah.
Boomcock.
Planet Boomcock.
Planet Boomcock. Then we had...
it Boom Boom Cock Cabana?
Colt Cabana.
Oh. Bok Dalton Castle.
Okay, I think this has gone on a little long.
I can keep going. I could literally spend the entire video talking about Dalton Castle and Colt Cabana.
That doesn't surprise me.
Post in the comments below if you want to see an entire video of me just doing nothing but talking about Dalton Cabana and Colt Castle.
Moving on, we had Kyle O'Reilly
Planet Boomcock
taking on Jonathan Gresham. This was a good back and forth match for the majority, but it's one of those things that, like, Kyle O'Reilly is very slow and methodical at the beginning of a match, but if you get him to a certain point, which Jonathan Gresham did because he was working over that shoulder that Hangman Page had actually injured at All-Star Extravaganza, there's a switch that gets flipped in Kyle O'Reilly where he just doesn't care about you at all. And the aggression level turns up, the physicality turns up, and he's pretty much a machine at this point. He doesn't stop. He knows what his goal is, and I mean there wasn't anything that Jonathan Gresham could do to really keep Kyle O'Reilly down the back half of this match.
Yeah, I mean, I was looked forward to this match a lot because Jonathan Gresham is a guy who I will sing the praises of all day long.
Absolutely.
Fantastic worker. Great, especially for being such a small-sized individual.
He's a tiny dude.
He's very small, but that doesn't take away from any of his stuff. He's not stuck just being the high flyer like a lot of small guys really always get cornered into the just being a high flyer kind of stereotype. And he's going against Kyle O'Reilly, who's a guy who I'm constantly always forgetting how good he is.
Yeah. You're used to him being a tag team wrestler. You don't
Yeah.
realize how good of a singles wrestler he is.
Yeah, and I remember like 2016. There's just been way more like Red Dragon being singles wrestlers.
Yeah, with how long Bobby Fish has been the television champion, it's kind of forced him and Kyle to do their own thing. And now Kyle's going to be getting an ROH title shot here in the next month or so against Adam Cole. So, but yeah, once Kyle O'Reilly got a hold of Jonathan Gresham, he wasn't going anywhere. He actually almost choked him out with a front face lock, and then finished up with a brain buster and just straight pinned him from there. It doesn't get much more clean than that.
No.
Gresham just couldn't fight back. This, the fact that Gresham had been working the shoulder kind of left Kyle in a vulnerable spot, and we had Hangman Page actually come out and try and take him out a little bit more. And this was brilliant work from him, because this is what Hangman Page has been doing, is after Adam Cole talked about the Bullet Club taking all of the Ring of Honor gold, saying that Hangman Page was going to be the next television champion, he's using Kyle as bait to get Bobby Fish out there. And that's exactly what happened, is Bobby Fish runs down and starts to try and save Kyle by beating up Hangman Page, but then Adam Cole comes out, and the 2-on-1 beatdown then goes on to Bobby Fish, and then he just gets drilled with a chair over and over and over again into the ribs, and it takes a while for security to get out there and actually stop this attack from happening. So
where was Nigel, huh?
Not there. He wasn't even a commentary.
Yeah.
We had Kevin Kelly and Steve Corino the whole time, which is very rare on it. At least for the main events of ROH TV, Nigel is usually out there all the time.
But he wasn't.
And so, security finally gets
Not
Paige,
that this was the main event.
No. Finally gets Paige and Cole to stop, and they end up walking away, but I can almost guarantee this is definitely going to irk Bobby Fish to a point where he will give Hangman Page the title shot that the Bullet Club wants him to get.
Yeah, just so he can get his hands on it.
Yeah.
I want to talk 1 second about the logistics of that front face lock.
Yeah.
At the end of the match. Jonathan Gresham is very low to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle O'Reilly had a very definitive height advantage over him, and that's how the front face lock is the most effective. Yeah. Is the up pull.
Yeah, because you're essentially in a guillotine.
Yeah. And and this is 100% legit. It's very easy to choke somebody out like that.
Yeah.
If you have the upwards advantage.
Yeah, if you're taller and you're actually lifting up on the person's neck, they're going to pass right the hell out.
Yeah.
So
it's something that you might want to be careful with, like if you're doing that in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So then we had Will Ferrara and Cheeseburger decide to sign their own death warrant, as over the last couple weeks they've gotten really upset by being attacked by Punishment Martinez and BJ Whitmer, so they call them out. And so while we watch...
And Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. So while we watch, despite Will and Cheeseburger getting some pretty decent offense, especially on BJ Whitmer...
Yeah.
You knew where it was you knew how it was gonna end. It was more of just, let them get their moment, but eventually they're gonna lose pretty severely.
Benjamin.
Yeah, that's that's BJ's real name.
Yeah, Benjamin. Whitmer.
But the focus of this was more so hearing the conversation between Kevin Sullivan and Steve Corino. Steve Corino sounded so desperate in this. This is the most desperate I've heard him sound.
Yeah.
Is he was not only pleading for himself, but pleading for Cheeseburger and Will Ferrara.
Yeah, well, he even started saying it before Kevin Sullivan, BJ, and Martinez came out.
Yeah.
Is that he was like, even though I know they couldn't hear him from the commentary table of the ring, but he's like, come on guys, don't do this, this is a mistake, this is a bad idea, because, let's be real, aside from the fact that they are being led by an evil Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like Cheeseburger and Ferrara are like the size of BJ Whitmer.
They are
like when you put them together.
That is legitimately the smallest team you could put together on the Ring of Honor roster.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any shorter and it doesn't get any lighter than those two put together on the male side, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I think if you don't want to talk about like guys who are full-time Ring of Honor, if you put Cheeseburger with Jonathan Gresham, you're a little bit.
That might be. But I think Gresham is actually like bigger than Ferrara.
Potentially.
But yeah, regardless, it's already a major mismatch.
Yeah, it's a super uphill battle, even if they weren't like possessed by an evil-willed human being.
Yeah.
But yeah, Corino's whole the not wanting to be called.
It's
whatever his name is.
It's Buzar.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't remember what the last bit of it is, but yeah.
Well, we have this and that's what Kevin Sullivan calls him.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, you have him saying no, that's not who I am, and he's telling Kevin Sullivan, that's not who I am. That's not my name. I'm Steve Corino.
Yeah, I'm Steve Corino from North Carolina.
And by the end of the match, though, the inflection in Steve Corino's voice has changed completely, and it wasn't like he was trying to correct Kevin Sullivan or be defiant to Kevin Sullivan. It was like he was trying to convince himself that he was Steve Corino.
Yeah, and so after the eventual win, which Punishment Martinez ended up hitting a springboard Superman punch on Cheeseburger.
Which broke him into bacon bits.
Potentially.
Bagel bites.
We get this moment where Steve Corino gets up from commentary and Kevin Kelly's telling him not to go, because it kind of seems like Kevin Sullivan's actually drawing him there. And so Steve Corino runs down to try and save Ferrara and Cheeseburger by shoving both Punishment Martinez and BJ Whitmer. We come back from commercial and we find out that during the commercial break, he actually got a hold of the golden spike and almost was on the verge of stabbing both Cheeseburger and Will Ferrara. Sullivan at the top of the stage telling him to do it. He ended up dropping the stake, and
much to the chagrin of Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, and so it just kind of ended it there. So Steve Corino is progressively being pulled into this trance, this possession that is apparently really strong from Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
So, it's a very interesting storyline. I'm starting to understand it more as it progresses. Then our main event was Los Ingobernables de Japón taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Evil and Tetsuya Naito representing the Ungovernables. A fun tag team match. Machine Gun's still a little bit beat up because this is not long after Ladder War.
And if you saw Ladder War 6, you realize why these guys are still feeling so goddamn beat up.
Yeah.
Because
they had a whole story at the beginning. Someone told them, you guys can have the night off. It's fine. And they're like, no, we don't want the night off. We want to keep going. So we will have a match. And so they end up getting the match against the Ungovernables. And yeah, Evil and Naito, are working great as a tag team. The Ungovernables make a great faction, and then they're going against a great team like the Machine Guns. So it's a well-paced, very versatile tag team match. It's a lot of fun, a lot of really good near falls, and then as Evil is holding Shelley, holding him in the ropes, Sabin gets hit with that backflip reverse DDT that Naito hits, which drops him, immediately giving the Ungovernables the win, and they are the ones with their hands held high after we go off the air for Ring of Honor. Next week, we're going to be getting the Addiction returning to the ring after Ladder War. They'll be taking on the Briscoes. That should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once I found that out, I felt like the Machine Guns actually had the easier. I mean, even though they didn't pull off the victory, I think they had the slightly easier pick of the draw, I guess.
Absolutely. And then, in a very interesting way of doing things, rather than doing more first-round matches for the six-man tag team titles, we're actually going to be having our first second-round match as ACH, Kushida, and Jay White will take on the Cabinet to see who moves on to, I believe, the semifinals. So that'll be next week on Ring of Honor. But that's it for Ring of Honor this week. And once again, we won't have any results other than Ring of Honor next week, but we can tell you what promotions you can look forward to when we talk about next week's upcoming shows. So what do we got coming up on the bill soon?
So nothing.
Not next week.
Nada. Zip, zero.
You gotta wait till November, suckers.
So next week though, I will be giving you the deets on Beyond Wrestling, AIW, AAW, Attack Pro Wrestling, Chikara, and Shine.
Yeah. So
that's a lot.
So after 2 weeks of not having upcoming shows, that first week of November, we're gonna have a lot of upcoming shows.
It's gonna be so many, you're gonna vomit wrestling at your eardrums.
And then we do have a few more coming up. I do believe 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. WSU, CCW, and Shimmer.
Yeah, that'll be Shimmer will be having 4 shows. That's the 11th
at least.
11th through the 13th. And then we'll have the
they usually do 5 now.
Do they? Oh wow.
Yeah. Because it's usually 2.
Yeah, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
So probably 5 Shimmer shows, and then we'll have the doubleheader from WSU and CCW.
A lot of ladies that weekend.
Indeed. So look forward to all of that stuff,
including Mickie James. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be on.
Mickie James all over the place. It's gonna be awesome. But for now, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you for that. Click on the links down in the description to send to all of our social medias.
We got so many.
And you can click the SoundCloud link where you can find all of our regular reviews in podcast form. This is going to be a much shorter podcast than we usually put out, but you can check it out over there. Over here on YouTube, though, we'll be having more videos coming out this week, as we'll be doing our usual reviews, that being Indie News, Raw Review, SmackDown Rundown, and Midweek Wrap-Up. We'll also be having predictions for this Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, so look forward to that as well. We'll have that ready for you. If you want to check out any other of our videos, you can head over to Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. We get all of our YouTube-ier stuff. You know what we're doing over there. Go over, check that out, subscribe over there. But the most important part about this video is the links that are at the top of the description.
Links that send you to the official websites of all the wrestling promotions that we talk about on the weekly, or that we don't talk about this week.
Or next week.
So you can visit them, pay them a visit, buy some tickets, buy some merch, give them a view or 2 on their YouTubes.
Do all that stuff.
Yeah, all the independent promotions like ChikaraPro.com,
ROHWrestling.com,
CZWrestling.com,
ChikaraPro.com.
That was the first one I said.
We like Chikara. Go there twice.
Absolutely. LookMountainOffense.com.
Shimmer.blogspot.com.
And many, many more.
But we want to add more by your suggestions. So send us, comment, you can tweet at us, you can send us Facebook messages with websites, YouTubes, Facebook pages, anywhere that we can check out some of their matches.
The more you send us, the better.
Yes. The more we can get an idea of what you want us to talk about. If we like what we see, not only will we use them on a regular basis with our upcoming shows and our results, we will also give you a shout out for bringing them to our attention. And that might help fill the void when we don't have upcoming shows like this week.
Yeah.
Or last week. So, once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Can I say it now?
Say it now.
Suck it. Yeah.